Thank you for the privilege of speaking to you today. Women's rights is a big issue at the moment, and for good reason. But if my rights as a woman do not begin the moment I'm born alive, then when do they begin? At 36 weeks gestation, a routine scan indicated something was quite wrong with me. And these days, an abortion would probably have been suggested immediately, and I may not have been born alive and be sitting here today. But I was born, and I was alive, and I was healthy. I've often had an underlying feeling of not feeling wanted, as many people have, and I'm sure as politicians you've probably experienced that at times as well. But being wanted or not by other people should never determine whether we are given care and health care. Just like these babies are not wanted, they still should be given care. Each of these babies born alive and left to die have had their heartbeats stop, most likely with discomfort and pain, since we know the medical research shows that babies can experience pain at 15 weeks gestation. In my early teens, I started experiencing debilitating and life-threatening chest pain, but I was misdiagnosed for years. So I know what it feels like to be not wanted, to be feeling severe chest pain, to be alone, unable to get help, gasping with breath, trying to catch my breath, wondering, is this my last? And to feel like nobody cares. Just like Jessica Jane was born alive, put in a dish crying, and died an hour and 20 minutes later. And like the other Australian babies that midwives have told me that they have witnessed left to die and the lasting trauma that has caused them. Victoria and Queensland's reports show an average of one baby is born alive and left to die every 7 days, and that Queensland clinical practice guidelines state not to provide life support, and there's no mention of a pain assessment or distress assessment. These babies cannot speak to you today, so I feel compelled to be a voice for them and plead with you, please don't leave us to die alone without care and in pain. In submission 62, a veteran pointed out that if an Australian soldier was to engage in these practices, they would be guilty of war crimes. We treat dogs better than this. South Australia and New South Wales have already acknowledged the internationally recognised legal personhood of a baby once they are born alive and their right to care, and they have passed this law. I'm respectfully asking you for the same. Pass this bill in its entirety so that all future Australians receive equality under the law, no matter the circumstances of their birth, and by the reporting required in this bill, prove that Australians are not barbaric and uncaring in the way we treat our most vulnerable. Thank you.